Oh, you're so
So
sweet.
I'm here with Honey Dijon.
Hi, Diane. How are you?
I'm good, and I'm glad I'm here to see you. You must have just seen Ray.
I did just see Ray, and it's always a celestial sighting when I see Ray.
I'm sure.
Yes. But I'm so happy that we finally get to meet. We know so many people in common in New York stories and situations, so it's an honor. You're a
For me.
legend.
No, you're the legend.
So this is my 8th collection for Honey Fucking Dijon. I work with over.
I love the name.
Honey Fucking Dijon. C'est moi. Exactly.
That's great.
And so my whole ethos for the brand is music, art, culture, and sex. And it's all about celebrating the subcultures of New York that inspired me as a person and as an artist. And so I've been able to work with some incredible people, and I've collaborated with some of my favorite artists. The first one being Keith Haring, and then yes,
I love Keith.
then it was Jean-Michel Basquiat, and now it's Robert Mapplethorpe.
Wow.
And I wanted the connection. I always love how they live their lives and how it influenced their art and their relationship to culture and into music and to sex. And so this is a celebration of his flowers and his black male nudes. I know the black male nudes were very controversial for many reasons, but I always thought of them as beautiful sculptures, and I wanted to celebrate them in a beautiful and authentic way. So, and I
So
also
I'm going to be against community standards if
I hope
show
so.
them.
What could they're not against my community standards.
Not against me.
Actually, my community set the standards, if I must say so.
Do you have that famous one with the guy?
Oh, Mr. 10 Inches? I don't
Yeah.
have that one. They can't sell that everywhere, but trust me, I have a version of it. But yeah, we had to keep it a little bit PG this
Okay.
time. We just celebrated flowers. We have some butt shots though.
Okay.
A little
Let's
bit,
see.
just a taste. Okay, so first this is I love his flowers, and these are basically collages of his black males with
beautiful.
his flowers. These are actually printed onto the fabric, and this is actually woven images that we sewed on in the pouches. And so I like to do 2 different placements of them, and I just really love these images, and they're so beautiful and sexual and combining sort of sculptural references with more floral references, which
And
I love.
did you know him from New York?
I didn't know Robert before. I believe he passed away in 1989, and I
Yeah.
was a kid, so I
Right.
didn't get the chance to meet him. But I've always been a huge fan, and I actually remember being a teenager, seeing the last exhibit in Chicago, I believe, before it was banned. No, it was DC. I think that was the last one.
Right.
Yeah, the Conquer and
that's true.
Gallery. So that was the last one I was able to see that.
That was a huge scandal.
That was a
right?
huge scandal. That was a
Yeah.
huge scandal. And I love a poncho, so we did a huge floral print on this gorgeous poncho.
Great.
Isn't that fabulous?
It is.
It's so great. I love it. So chic.
And timeless.
And these, I wanted to print. I love an oversized shirt. For me,
Me
an
too.
oversized shirt is the essence of everything. It's just such a great layering piece. I don't like the word non-binary. I like multi-gendered because the world is full of multiple gender expressions, and so the clothing is for everyone. So
I agree.
we did these really beautiful shirts where we printed
Yeah,
this
they're
image of the
great.
black male. So we have a little bit of erotica going on here.
But yes, but it's
Yes.
discreet.
It's discretion. It's discreet. And
They're
this
great.
is a floral prints that we did.
And it's a nice drape to
It's
the
a lovely drape. I mean, I just wear them sometimes with just nothing and a pair of boots or a pair of heels
they
or over
look
jeans
great.
and things like that.
Yeah, no, I love it.
And since I come from New York club culture, we cannot forget the kids in the club. And so I always love doing a mesh shirt, and we did a lot of. Every season I do a print on a mesh shirt.
It's great with the penis flower.
Yeah, with the penis flower. Well, it could be any sort of sexual organ, really. I mean, that's the calla lily, and that could be, we all have the same stuff, honey. Nature's in just different orders. It's the same stuff. And I think more than with all the laws being passed in America against everything, I love this beautiful embrace.
It's great.
Isn't
yeah.
it beautiful?
I don't know what's happening in
I don't
our
either. I
country.
have no idea what's happening.
It's
I mean,
scary.
I mean, banning drag is like the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in
Scary.
my life. It's very scary.
Well, I mean, it's like,
It's insane. It's insane. And this is one of my favorite. It's like a Canadian tuxedo We just did a black denim jacket and jeans
Nice.
with really gorgeous prints on the back, front and the back.
Is that what's called a Canadian tuxedo?
Well, all denim, but you have to have the shirt underneath, and then it's called a Canadian. You didn't know all denim was called a
No,
Canadian?
I
It's called a
never.
Canadian tuxedo.
Wow, I never
I don't know
heard
where it came
that.
from, but it's called a Canadian tuxedo. And of course, you can't do a Robert Mapplethorpe situation without a leather jacket. We're going to get to the jeans in a second. But I love this leather jacket. And one of the things that I love about this is that we use the lining and we printed
That's great.
gorgeousness on it. Isn't that gorgeous, that lining?
Yeah, it's nice.
And get into the label, honey. I was so happy to see that, honey, Fucking Dijon and Robert Mapplethorpe.
great,
That's great.
Did you have to work with foundation?
I did work with the foundation, and I was very honored that they actually let me choose the artwork
that's great.
You know, and if you can't afford a Mapplethorpe, you can actually get a big scarf and frame it and have a
Which is
gorgeous Mapplethorpe
nice.
for yourself at home.
Which is a great idea.
Isn't that great? I always thought
Yeah.
like if you know working with these great artists and their prices are like through the roof. So let's like make a piece of clothing that you can also frame as art.
I think it's great. Yeah.
I've also collaborated with Acne. This is my third season working with the Swedish brand Acne. I love Johnny. Johnny's amazing. He's been so supportive. And so this section of the collection is Robert's personal style. I looked at a lot of images of how he dressed, and I sort of wanted to incorporate that into the collection. So we made these, each piece is for layering, and we did these amazing leather shirt jackets, which are so great. And you can mix and match it with the jeans. We did a pair of leather jeans. Like I said, you can't do a Mapplethorpe situation without a leather situation.
No, of course.
So we did some great leather jeans in black and brown. We did the oversized leather shirts in cream. And get into the label on the back. It's Acne HFD, my logo,
Very
which
nice.
is super fab.
It's great. So you've always done collaborations.
Well, I try to work with people that have similar sensibilities. It's not about just collaborating. It's about actually having relationships with people that there's a symbiosis with. So it's really important. So I try to work with artists and musicians that I love, from friends to heritage artists, and actually work with brands that we both have the same love of clothing. And so this is also my other favorite section because, you know, back in the day, you used to get a lot of clothing from military stores.
Right.
Like, you know, there's a really great one on 6th Avenue in New York. I don't know, I forget the name of that Army surplus store, but that's always been a part of New York wardrobe.
It's true.
Yeah, because it's the urban jungle. So I wanted to sort of put a little bit more fashion into the Henley and into a mesh tank top, which is basically
Very
surplus
nice.
clothing, which I
Yeah.
love.
And the colors great.
And the colors are great, aren't they?
Yeah.
This is a brown and with the contrast stitching, and this is sort of like a lime green, and this is the logo on the back. This is really great. And also, I love the 70s. And I love the 70s, you know, I said, if you do a jean,
It's because you didn't live them.
I said, if I do a jean, it has to be easy access, because you asked me about the 6 earlier, so you always have to have a
Yes.
button fly.
Button flies are great.
Yeah,
It's
button
kind of
flies, easy.
sailor.
Button
type.
flies are easy access. So I love these, and I love a 70 shape with the coin pocket on the front, the square pocket on the front. Really great. I love the wash, this sort of,
Yeah.
I call it dirty black. And this is just a lovely blue wash that we did. And we also did a really great boot. And, you know, Robert was a jewelry designer before he became a photographer. And
That I didn't know.
so yeah, so we did this sort of homage to all the early jewelry that he found trinkets and put them on leather cords, and so we put them on the zip ties of the boot that we did.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's funny because I knew Robert vaguely. I knew Marcus Leatherdale a lot.
You
His
know
old
what's so funny?
boyfriend.
The day he died, I bought 2
Marcus or
Marcus Leatherdales of Lisa Leon. I didn't even know that Marcus photographed Lisa, but I have 2 images of Marcus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
So all of it ties. I'm obsessed with New York between 1976 and 1985. It's my golden era because there was such all multidisciplinary artists collaborated and
It
worked
was
together,
great.
from DJs to musicians to designers to photographers. So everyone just played together, and I love that about New York, and I miss that about New York.
And you could get a loft for $700.
And
Can you imagine that?
that was expensive, wasn't it? Like
Yeah, it was
500
like
or
you
200?
You could get a big space in Soho.
You can't even buy a sandwich in New York for $200 now.
I
It's just
know.
how
It's
expensive.
time to leave.
This is one of my favorite parts because every season it's a love letter to the queer community where I came from in New York, the trans community, the Black queer community. You know, those are my people, and so every season I try to send a love letter to my community. And so I worked with this amazing photographer, Chantel Ronyo, who, from 1989, I actually give a description of the art and the artists in the photographs. She shot ballroom culture between 1989 and 1992 in New York City. She was a French woman. And this is Dorian Corey, the famous Dorian Corey. And this is Willie Ninja. And so I thought this is a love letter to my community, and then we could give them a little bit of love when it was taken, where it was taken, the year it was taken, and I love these so much.
Yeah, I lived it.
And you definitely need that. And every season I do a slogan based on one of my favorite songs. This slogan comes from ESG, which is called Stand in Line, which is a great new disco punk funk band. All three black women, three women of color that were in the band, and I love it. So we
and
always
it's a good
do.
shape too.
And it's a great shape.
Yeah.
And we also do it, and this is one of my signatures, is a burnout.
Oh, great.
So you can see that, and it's like my other slogan was mind your business, because of social media, everyone's in everyone's business, and I think it's important to mind your own fucking business.
Yeah.
And that is about taking care of your art and not comparing yourself to anyone else and knowing your own power. So mind your business.
I agree.
Mind your business.
I agree.
And this here is just
hell to the haters.
I know, right?
Really.
And this is just our software part of the collection. Every season I have staples. We call it 360. And it's just t-shirts and hoodies and sweatshirts with the HFD logo. And before we used many different color grades and gradients, but this year we used gold foil, which is going to become the new signature for the brand.
Nice.
And last but not least, this is our software. You know, you can get it in any shape and size, just to run out, stay in, do whatever you need to do.
Very good.
Diane. That's the full fantasy of Honey Fucking Dijon.
Thank you.